Hello, everyone, and welcome to Grip Lock Foundation Disc Golf Weekly Podcast. I'm Hunter, joined as always by Trevor and Konner. And before we get into today's episode, I'll take a moment to thank our sponsors for the episode. It's holiday season, and you don't know what to get as a gift or a stocking stuffer? Well, today's sponsor, Manscaped, has the tools to guarantee you a win this year: stocking stuffers or white elephants competition. Manscaped's the leader in men's below-the-waist grooming, and they have served more than 4 million men worldwide. If my math's correct, that is 8 million balls. Get 20% off and free shipping at Manscaped with the code GRIPLOCK. Manscaped's best-selling product is the Performance Package 4.0. We've talked about this a ton. It's at the top of every man's wish list this year. And inside, you'll find the lawnmower body trimmer, the best trimmer on the market for your balls, butt, body, and whatever else you want to use it on, and the Weed Whacker ears and no hair trimmer.
Yeah, and let's not forget about
I said no hair trimmer, but it's nose hair trimmer.
You gotta have hair.
That wouldn't be productive.
Yeah. The no hair comes after you use the trimmer.
That's right. So yeah, okay, it works. Well, let's not forget about their famous liquid formulations, the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner, to maximize your ball hygiene routine.
Now, if you want our picks for Manscaped surefire wins for stocking stuffers, we got to start it off with the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. It just launched, and you kill two birds with one stone. I use it all the time. I love it.
That conditioner and shampoo is no joke.
Yeah,
it's better than all the other ones I have.
I really enjoy it.
It is really nice.
The number 2, which this might be my number 1, but it's fine. Shoot. I'll put it as number 2. Manscaped Cologne Infused Body Wash. Incredible. The combo, the 1-2 combo.
This guy's a 1 cent man.
Yeah, 1 cent. Homogeneous, however he said it. Number 3 on the list is the Shears 2.0 Luxury 4-Piece Nail Kit. That's actually pretty important for disc golf, keeping your nails nice and trimmed and maintained. Number 4 on the list, Crop Mops Ball Wipes for your stanky balls so that they don't have to be stanky no mo. And number 5, Manscaped Signature Cologne. Number 5 goes really good with number 2 and 1. So if you get 1 through 5, I mean,
you're set.
That's a great Christmas.
You're a complete person at that point.
And not to mention, these formulations are all vegan, cruelty-free, dye-free, sulfate-free, paraben-free, hunter-free. So you know the products are legit. And you can get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com with the code GRIPLOCK and be the ballsiest gift giver ever this year. With Manscaped.
I think it's my favorite part of the soaps is that they are the cruelty free, which I think is I don't like all the really intense chemicals in my soaps.
Doesn't like it.
But the cruelty free is also cool. That means they don't test it on animals.
I was gonna say, I thought you were saying the cruelty free was like meant it didn't have the harsh chemicals.
No,
I was like, no, Konner.
Those are different things. What if I was just completely misinformed?
Yeah, I really like the cruelty free just because of it just means there's no dye in it. And I'm like, what?
It's not what it means.
All right, off-season movement time.
Let's get into soap talk. The next segment.
Welcome to Soap Talk with
about that on the
Grip
practice note.
Soap Talk with Grip Lock. Off-season movement. Not much going on this week, but Michael Johansson is staying with Discraft for the next 3 years.
No kidding, I didn't see that.
Add that to the least shocking moves right behind Greg Barsby staying with Innova.
3 years. How old is MJ?
Doesn't matter.
Is he 40 yet?
38.
He's got
38? That's your
he's
guess?
probably 40. Actually, I think he's close to 50. I think he's close to 50.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I think he's someone
he's definitely close to his 50s.
Well, he doesn't play Masters ever, does he? Or does he?
We're finding this out. I think he's someone
he
that
mostly plays local Carolina
we've said
golf.
Before.
But he toured a lot.
Why doesn't the PDGA have birthdays?
I think that Michael Johansson is the type of guy that looks like he's like 50, but he's actually like 38, 39, like in that range.
I feel
okay.
He could be old though.
He looks like he's in his late 40s, probably 50s.
Oh, you found his birth date?
42.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Life does different things to different people.
They signed him till 45. I mean, he's the type of guy that's gonna be playing at his current level until he is 50 because he doesn't throw far. He just throws hyzer flips and makes putts.
It's because his hair is so long. I think it's because his hair is so long.
If we cut his hair, what happens?
He is so good at. Well, yeah. If you trimmed his beard and cut his hair and he was wearing a hat so you can't see he's balding, he would still look like he's 40.
My dad is turning 50 next year, and he looks much older than my dad does. But that's the only thing I'm basing it off of.
Okay.
That's
my
the only way
my dad is 50,
age.
and MJ looks 10 years older.
Yeah. My dad's 56?
I think it's just the hair.
Yeah. And he looks a little older than MJ.
That's the thing. Whenever my dad started losing hair, my dad just shaved it all off, just went bald. And
that is the key.
If you just keep the
I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do it, but
if you keep the horseshoe going for a while, you'll look older.
Yeah, no,
my dad looked
true.
10 years younger whenever he shaved his head.
That's true. You got, especially nowadays, bald is in. Bald is back.
At the second I start losing hair, I'm shaving my head.
I agree. 100%. I've thought about it before, just in general.
But then I won't be able to use that cruelty-free shampoo.
The problem is I wear hats.
You can still use it.
Oh, okay.
The problem is I wear hats every day, so that's why it's going to be tough. If I don't have any reason to believe I'm going to go bald because my dad and my grandfathers are both like have all their hair.
Mm-hmm. But because you wear hats every day, like so that's people won't notice you're bald.
Exactly. No. But if you keep the like you're balding on top look, they won't even. They think you have hair. You'll still look good.
Because then if you're at a game and you have to remove your hat to like for the national anthem, and you're like everyone's like, oh, Trevor's always wearing. Like standing behind you, like because
you're on the bleachers.
It's not gonna be some secret, but like we'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I like if I go bald, it's
that should be a punishment.
Time. No.
We shave, we do an inverse hat haircut.
You should have got.
So you shave everywhere that the hat covers.
You should have got me, but so when
you
like
wear a
earlier
hat,
in the year when I had cut off my hair because like I'm not cutting it for like an
no. When you wear your
time.
when you wear your hat, it looks like you have normal hair, but then you take it off and it's like
that would be such an awful punishment.
It would be. Maybe that's what. If you break 90, you get a one wheel. If you don't, you have to do the inverse. For Konner, it'd be even worse because you keep the floof in the front.
I would just
So you just have like a
I would
circle.
look like a freaking rooster.
Yeah. All right, there we go.
That would be a look.
Other one, Cole Redlin has moved to Infinite Discs. I believe he was with Discraft like previously. It's an interesting move for him.
Infinite's loading up.
They are. I don't know if I like this move for him.
At what point?
In my head, I think of Infinite as a spot where players with well-developed brands can go and do well there.
Yes.
But that's where I don't know a player like Cole Redlin, how well is he going to do?
I think Infinite gives you a lot of resources and like they give you like the sales avenue, but I don't know if they give you like the brand avenue. Like you need to be doing that on your own, and you need to. So like. Not to say that you can't, because I still think like if you are doing the work on your own social media wise, like you can make your brand without anybody else helping you along.
Correct.
But a lot of players don't do that. So then they need the companies to help them with that. So
it's going to be interesting to see.
We'll see, I guess.
It's also I'm still curious how many players can move to Infinite before manufacturers see them as competition.
Yeah,
it's an interesting thing.
Yeah, it is.
Just because, like, right now, Infinite is a retail store that makes their own discs. So they're, like, carrying their competitors, and their competitors are selling to them. But, like, at what point does Infinite's line of discs and their team get big enough that a company like Prodigy is like...
I think when it happens is when Infinite starts poaching players and the manufacturers are like... we really wanted that player. Like they're actually like feel like something's being taken from them. That is when it happens.
Well, I'm wondering if it happens
like
once
Infinite were to sign Hammers right now. Discraft is like a little ticked off.
Well, I think the side thing is right now the draw of Infinite is you can throw anything.
Yeah.
I think when it starts switching a little bit is when you get signed by Infinite and you need 80% of your bag to be Infinite molds.
Right.
Or something along those lines.
I also like the whole mixed bag thing. Like I get it and it's whatever, but I think people place way too much stock in how much like I don't even think you can. I think you might get very marginally better by being able to throw whatever you want.
Yeah, no, you get slightly better.
Like
it's definitely
if you're playing for
you get definitely better, but it's not like mind blowing.
It's very marginal, I think. Like
yes.
If Paul is throwing whatever he wants versus his Discraft bag, like maybe he saves a stroke around. Like I just think people play so much.
It's more just a comfort thing and a mental thing.
Yeah, people talk about it like it's some like handcuffs, and I'm like, you do realize that every manufacturer out there that is sponsoring the best players, like they make enough discs to fill your lineup, and they will make you like make more discs if they haven't. Like
players, if you're a good enough player, you have your choice. So if you're a player who's like, I need that destroyer type disc,
yeah, you can influence that.
Then you go to where the destroyer is, or you go to a disc company that has a Force or a PD2, and you don't sign with a company like Prodigy or DD that might not have that exact destroyer disc. But then if you're a player who's like, I really need this disc, this like Heiser flip disc, then you know what I mean? Like you can pick and choose when you're signing. I think that the only advantage that a mixed bag gives you is I think there's some players that just play really well with like one specific mold, but that one specific mold, like you're saying, that's not going to drastically affect you.
Yeah, I just think like a lot of people like think about it and just over exaggerate the effects that it would have to be able to throw a mixed bag. Cause like I like at this point, you and I have both thrown it all pretty much. Like we've thrown it all. And I can tell you right now that whether I'm throwing a mixed bag or just a specific brand, really any specific brand, because I've had a lot of times where I've thrown just Trilogy, just Innova, just Prodigy, like all those things. And my game is not really changing.
No,
I'm going to find something within any of those to throw every shot I need to throw. And I can adapt. You can adapt your game too.
Yes. When I was scoring my best, bless you.
Thank you. Prodigy.
When I was scoring my best, I was throwing Prodigy,
right?
Which is when I was my least comfortable with my bag.
Yeah.
But was that just whenever you were practicing the most?
Also, not necessarily. I mean, somewhat.
To some degree.
But like, I'm just saying, like, if I felt hindered, it was by like a stroke or two where like there'd be a shot in a round. I'm like, man, dude, if I just had my zone, which that never was the problem because Prodigy's A3 and A2 are incredible.
Yeah.
But it was more so like, oh, if I just had this overstable destroyer,
Mm-hmm.
then that would fix this shot. But then I would throw my D1 and it might be a little off. And then, it cost me a stroke.
Yep.
But it wasn't like I was losing my mind of like, oh my gosh, I lost 7 strokes this round because I couldn't throw these discs.
And there's just probably times where you gain strokes too because you have a certain disc. Like, I just find it's interesting.
I wonder if
so many people just talk about mixed bag like it's the future. Well, I've heard a lot of people say that.
A lot of people have said it's the future.
And I'm just
like,
that's not true. That's not true because
no way.
Manufacturers right now are still the power. They are still at this point. Manufacturers are the money powerhouses,
and they will be for the foreseeable future. Yes. I don't know when they won't be.
Yeah, I don't see
the only way a retailer gets bigger is by the manufacturers getting bigger.
Exactly.
So like, how is that ever?
It's always going to be correlated. The only way
a retailer can get bigger than some of the manufacturers.
Yeah.
100%. Like I would imagine there's several retailers bigger than Castaplast right now, but a retailer can't get bigger than the most popular manufacturer. It's not possible.
And even if a third party person gets in, let's say Cliff Bar, right? Okay, let's say a company like Cliff Bar is like, we're going to pay Ricky Wysocki $1 million a year. And yeah, in theory, Ricky wouldn't need a manufacturer sponsorship, but he can still take it.
Why wouldn't he want the extra $400,000, $500,000?
Make another $500,000 on top of it. So yeah, I don't see a time where players aren't going to be taking manufacturer sponsorships and and it's tough too because like Drew Gibson, for example, is like the example of he's the best mixed bag player there is because there's not really a lot of them out there on tour at least. And if I think Drew is as an exception to some extent because he is like the mixed bag guy and he's like kind of been Infinite's prized player. But if Infinite signs a pretty big team around him to where the signature molds they drop on their store get a little crowded because there's a lot of them now, then I think Drew's earning potential might be taking a hit. And I think he's kind of maybe countering that by doing his disc line thing that he's doing with his contract.
Yeah.
But I think there is a point where it's like you would be doing better if you were just representing a manufacturer rather than a retailer. But it's very weird. It's a very interesting thing.
Well, what I will say is it's a similar idea of when let's use Drew again. Drew being sponsored by Infinite, there's one spot his discs are dropping. Right. So if he did an extreme, they did a buzz run for him, this different stuff, it's only on Infinite. Now, the same amount of fans can buy those discs, right? The same amount of players, all of that can buy that disc. Where the earning potential is hurt is like, let's look at James Conrad, right?
Yeah.
James Conrad's signature disc for Worlds was dropped through MVP to retailers.
Right. So it's a lot of different places.
Retailers you have hundreds of retailers and they have access to buy this disc. So retailers are now buying hundreds each of this disc.
They're also all marketing
and they're
it.
taking the risk of these might not sell.
Yes.
So if the demand so basically, and the same thing can be said with Paul Zeus and stuff like that. I guess what I'm saying is if Paul Zeus was only sold through Discraft, that's the only place you could buy it, Paul would not sell nearly as many Zeuses.
Right.
But since it's spread out through retailers across the country and across the world, Paul and Paige with the Fierce, all of that sells way more because there's a distribution aspect to it. So that's something that players will have to eventually take into account is like Tour Series discs, stuff like that. Like you're going to sell way more because like when we buy Tour Series discs, we're buying everyone's Tour Series disc from Discraft.
Yeah.
Whereas like if it was like you have one-off players, like this player's with Marshall Street, this player's with Infinite, this player's with Foundation, this player's with whatever, and their Tour Series discs, sure, they're distributed. They're not right now, but let's say they were in this weird scenario. Then, we might be like, do we really want to go buy this player's disc? Because now that's the only order we're placing from this company versus we have a list that has 15 players, and it's like when you filled out 10 of them, you're like, well, let's just get some of the other 5 at least.
Sure. Yeah, the triangle relationship of players to retailers to manufacturers in disc golf is just a fascinating thing to kind of look at, and it changes year to year. It starts trending in different directions, and right now the retailer is becoming a much bigger presence than it's ever been in as far as their relationship with the player. That's kind of where the emphasis is right now, and I don't really know where the trend is going to take things, but I don't see. I mean, retailers sponsoring players is one thing. Like, that makes complete sense to me, right? Like, throw a logo on your shirt, shout us out on social media, this and that. Like, we'll run custom runs for you. Like, that makes sense to me. But the full-on sponsorship thing, and obviously Infinite is really the only ones that are big enough to try it, and like, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Infinite is trying to become huge. They're growing. Like, that makes sense. But I just don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's just like, where is that line? Like, what are the manufacturers thinking right now? I guess that's the question. Like, what is Discraft sitting back thinking, or is Innova sitting back thinking, when does this become too much, or are they just not at all? Or are they just like, oh, that's awesome?
Well, I wish I knew back in the day. I didn't really pay attention to it, but I wish I knew the history of dynamic discs a little bit more.
Of how they're
just
like
because
transition.
If you look at 2012, the DD logos were on tons of players.
Oh, that's true.
Like Paul,
that's so true. This has happened before.
Paul won Worlds as dynamic discs.
Yeah,
like he had the big DDs on his back.
I completely forgot that this has literally happened before.
But like, what happened to them? Like,
when did they decide to make the jump, and were they forced to make the jump?
Yeah, like what exactly happened?
I get the sense that dynamic just got enough momentum that I think they were like one of the first big retailers on the scene, and I think that, I don't know if it was their plan all along. I have a feeling it was their plan all along. But yeah, that's crazy to think. Like, maybe Infinite's plan is literally, we are going to become a manufacturer.
That's what I'm saying. That might be what we might be talking about. Is just like Infinite's like, yeah, our 5-year plan is 5 years from now we are a manufacturer.
That would be wild. I mean, that would be
wild.
That would be pretty awesome, I guess, to see like a company able to do that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if it's not their plan, it has to at least be a worry in the back of their mind when they started making discs.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, it's about the like, Dynamic has been able to, like, it seems like Dynamic has like one of the best like relationship with a manufacturer that isn't technically their company. Like, the Trilogy relationship.
Well, Dynamic
that goes on
and
there.
Latitude own Westside, I believe.
Right, but like, but Dynamic, so like Dynamic has done it in a way to where they're never getting frozen out on production.
Correct.
So like that, they have the best example of how to be a manufacturer but not have the factory and the machines on your home turf. So like that'll be key for Infinite, whether they decide to actually buy the infrastructure or if they have to rely on stuff with Innova, and we saw how that went for a certain company.
Because the tough part with Dynamic is, what Dynamic did is they filled a slot that Latitude needed,
right?
Which was US distribution,
right? Well, Discmania was doing that for Innova, I think,
in Europe to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But the issue was that
I think they got too popular in America.
Yeah, so their Discmania had to start having US distribution.
Yeah.
To where then it became blurry line of like, whatever.
Right, like, what is your role in this company?
To where Infinite has a similar relationship with Innova right now, as Discmania kind of did back in the day, right?
Which is kind of small.
And Millennium kind of has. And so the question is just like, if they got big enough,
and that's the thing too,
would they become a competitor to Innova, to where Innova's like, hey, yeah, I know you need 100,000 of whatever mold, but like, we need 100,000 destroyers first.
And maybe Infinite's thing, like, I mean, they Infinite does have a ton of inventory and assets, and maybe their whole thing would be like, hey, let's just sell all of our inventory and use that.
Let's liquidate.
Let's just liquidate and then just transform. But I don't know.
It's a crazy thing.
Who knows? But like that, I totally forgot. It's such a good point that like literally this has already happened. Dynamic.
I totally forgot about that.
And this was a long time ago.
I don't really remember when I got into the sport. Dynamic disc had already kind of transitioned.
Dynamic was brand new when I started playing.
What were they? were they just disc dyers or were they a full-on retailer?
When I got into the game, the Judge was like a brand new disc. So like this was like the very beginning of Dynamic. And I remember the hype around it, but I wasn't involved enough in the game to be like paying attention to the transition or anything like that. So maybe we need like a little history brush up on that.
Yeah.
I think
I was
maybe
saying, I'd be curious to see their story.
We might have to attack this subject again sometime and look into how that all happened in the timeline. But obviously back then, the whole landscape of disc golf was completely different. There was a lot less money involved. So there wasn't as much at stake for things to be moving pieces to be happening. So,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Let me bring up a real quick kind of off-topic thing that's only going to take a couple seconds.
Send it.
But we didn't talk about the game that we played the other week where it was like, who do you feel, like what company do you feel whenever you hear someone's name? We didn't think about Drew Gibson because I genuinely just thought about it and I don't know, like I don't know what company I think.
I think Legacy for some reason.
Really?
I think I
still Legacy is what I'm used to, I feel like.
On debate night, someone brought up and they asked Brody, and then I answered too, what company we saw each other.
Oh, okay. That's so fun.
Interesting.
Okay, should we all go? Should we all pick?
Let's just do us three. I already know what I said last night, so I'll go last, but you go first.
I'll pick for both of you. So for Konner.
Yeah. I could
Konner
be
is going to
anything.
hate what I picked for him.
I would say Konner.
I'm sorry, Konner.
No, you're not going to hurt my
I
feelings.
see Konner with Westside.
Westside.
West
Okay.
Side. Okay.
I
think
like
that's
that.
like his. I think I can
Is it
see
because
that.
he's
as
just
like
like wearing
his vibe.
camo right now?
No, well he wear. I just think Westside like fits his aesthetic.
That's fair.
I honestly feel like I could go with any company because what I would do is I would just
You
try
just
to turn
morph
it into
into-
some. I would just turn it into some kind of like underground hipster thing.
Yeah.
That's what that would be my
I think
goal.
Westside's already kind of there.
You think
so?
so?
That's why I
right.
kind of picked it. And then for Hunter, I would say Hunter is probably Innova.
So far, everyone said Innova.
I can't not say Innova for Hunter because he's just the poster child.
What
for
am
Innova.
I? What am I?
Yeah, what's Trevor? What's Trevor?
This is fun.
Well, whenever I think about Hunter, I actually more think about Prodigy just because that's how I first met him.
I think that's probably like my second pick, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of history there.
But there's so much emotion tied into Innova.
Yeah.
Trevor, I kind of ironically think of you as DD, but it's more ironic. It's not actually what feels good. It's just kind of like what I think of.
Okay.
But I don't know. Lately, you've just been into like the weird stuff. You just pick up weird stuff, and you're like, "Oh, this would be cool." So I feel like you could be like,
that's my whole thing right now.
I think of Vibram. I was just,
they're coming back.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I'm gonna, DD. Final
DD.
answer is DD.
Okay.
All right. So what I said
fair.
for Trevor was Discmania. I said Trevor just has like this.
Discmania is cool.
I said
man.
Trevor just has
Discmania is
this.
cool. I don't know if anybody here is cool enough.
I know.
What I said to Brody is I was like, and Brody just didn't get what I was saying, but I feel like y'all will get what I'm saying.
He wouldn't get it.
I was like, Discmania just has a swagger about it. And I feel like Trevor has that same swagger. And then Brody goes, Simon and Eagle just have swagger when they walk in a room. I'm like, no, it's disc golf swagger. Like, it's not like you're wearing Yeezys and you're like a cool guy, like walking. Like, if you walk into a crowd of people, no, you don't. Like, it's not that type of swagger. It's disc golf swagger.
Yeah.
Like when someone walks in and they're like, they're Discmania.
I'm not sure if I'm insulted or flattered, but I'll take it.
I think Trevor's.
Cool.
I think
meant it
Trevor's
as
a
a
little too
compliment.
goofy.
I
I
meant
think
it
he's
as
a
a
little too
compliment.
goofy.
No. Eagle and Simon?
Okay,
They're
you're
very
right.
goofy.
I think that
You're right.
Silas Schultz is like the epitome of like a cool Discmania throw.
yeah.
Silas Schultz is my new best.
Silas
like-
Schultz is like the vibe.
So like if I'm being compared to that guy, then I'm cool with that.
That's what I'm saying. That's the Discmania
Silas and I are
vibe.
best
to me.
friends. He just doesn't want to.
I
admit
know.
It yet.
I need to DM him. Oh, I did DM him actually.
Now, Konner.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here's what I said about Konner. I said that Konner represents a
so
movement that
excited.
hasn't happened in disc golf yet.
Oh, I love it.
Which is the hipster movement,
Okay.
where hipsters are getting into disc golf.
All right, throw me in the gateway. I
Yeah,
know that's where you're gonna
That's
go.
where I said, and I said, I feel like when hipsters get into disc golf, they're going to look at Gateway as like the vintage, like, oh yeah, I started throwing Gateway before it was
Yeah,
cool.
like there's nothing. Never mind. I can't say what I was gonna say.
No, you can say it.
We're a disc golf retailer.
No.
Like there's nothing
We're not
actually
recording
good
right now.
about it, but you can come up with like
They make-
ironic reasons
They
as
got
to
cool
why it's
putters,
good.
though.
That's ridiculous. They make some of the best putters on the market.
Here's the thing. I felt some Gateway stuff recently, and it feels pretty good. I might.
Gateway does have some.
I
stuff
just
that
feel
feels
like I
incredible.
could definitely
I'm
see
putting with
hipsters-
Gateway right now.
I could see hipsters being like, "Oh, you're throwing a Thunderbird? Yeah, well, like check out this vintage assassin I got."
Or like, oh, you haven't tried the Diablo yet?
While they're drinking, they're like drinking.
I'm not gonna lie. I
Specialty
could.
coffee. coffee.
I could ironically throw a full Gateway bag and be happy with it, but it would be ironic.
It would be a lot of fun.
But like it would kind of be a vibe though,
But
right?
yeah, I kind of agree. You're changing me right now.
Like
I'm being changed.
I don't know. For some reason, like I thought
think
of
I
Konner.
can be very easily influenced.
I thought
I'm
of
realizing.
Konner, and I was just thinking there. I was like, what is Connor's vibe? And I was like, he doesn't have a traditional like disc golf vibe. He has kind of like that like hipster
carrying that like voodoo disc golf bag.
Yeah, so I was thinking, I was like, what is the vibe? I was like, what is that like?
What are you talking about, dude? This
This is the perfect example. Like you walk in and you're like proud, like
disc
yeah,
mall,
dude, I thrift like this is from a thrift shop.
Yeah,
like that vibe. That's the Gateway vibe. Like, yeah, dude, this putter, thrift shop, $5.
Yeah, like check out
No, I don't like.
Check out my disc sack. It's made out of hemp rope.
No, thrift shops are a cool thing nowadays.
Yeah,
like hipsters are very in, and I feel like Gateway's like the hipster.
Hipsters are always in. That's the whole idea behind the word.
I could see myself throwing those baseline plastic elements. Those are sick. I might try one.
Heck yeah, dude.
I might try one actually.
We got plenty of them.
I'm gonna put one in my bag today.
Okay.
I'm just saying. For some reason, I feel like you could make Gateway cool again.
Thanks,
absolutely.
man.
If anybody can, Konner can.
I'm gonna now. That is.
It has
now,
been cool since Nico's hair was like a giant fro.
That is true. I'm gonna slowly start putting Gateway in my bag.
You're welcome.
And I'm gonna build up the Gateway brand, and they're gonna sponsor me.
There you go.
You definitely could grab a Gateway sponsorship if you gassed them up.
Heck yeah.
You could be a brand ambassador.
You'd be the only sponsored player.
Brand ambassador.
They even have. Yeah, I don't think Gateway has any sponsors. Sponsored players.
Boom.
That can't be true.
Here I am. Rock me like a hurricane.
Let's look it up.
Go to their website. I feel like I've looked on their team before.
GatewayDiscSports.com. They don't have a team thing.
I don't think my friends would respect
Team.
me.
Yeah, they do have a team.
Team Gateway.
It's all like ambassadors mostly and like local guys though. It's not like crazy. Like there's no touring pros, is there? Who the heck is Killer Cam?
Killer Cam.
That's
I don't know.
awesome.
Oh, it's Cameron Messerschmidt.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
You guys just wait until I break 90 throwing that freaking element everywhere all over that course.
I've heard of Noah Five-ish.
Dirty. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
too.
Alyssa Borth.
They got players. What's like
Tiger has recently
here's what I wanna know
made the chase card.
Noah
I feel
Five-ish was my dark
I feel
horse
like
pick
these
one week.
Gateway players though are allowed to throw like some mixed stuff though. Like because what's their like destroyer? Like what is
Yeah.
the Gateway equivalent of like
I don't
your
think I
main
could throw
distance
all
driver?
Gateway.
It's fine. Let's find
I feel like I
Cameron
could throw
Messerschmidt
putters
online.
and mids easily because I've thrown a lot of putters and mids from Gateway.
I did one
love.
time make the best putt of my life with a wizard that I'd never touched before.
I've never thrown any of their drivers. I don't think I threw a fairway once though. That was kind of nice.
That's cool.
Let's just
Blaze.
You know what? I'm declaring it. We are having an all Gateway challenge.
Okay.
Okay.
Just see it. Because you can't crap on a brand that you haven't thrown.
I wouldn't dare.
So we need to throw it, and then we can come in and crap on it if it sucks. But if it's
Yeah.
great, I mean,
People.
I'm
love
telling you, I'm
Gateway.
putting that baseline
You're
element in my
summoning
bag
the
today.
Gateway army as you speak right now.
Gateway Army.
Yeah,
'Cause they
comment
are
down
out.
below.
Make
best
our bag.
discs, best.
Yeah, give
best
us
Gateway discs.
recommendations.
make our bag.
Because I'm about to
people love
join
it.
you. We're about to be on the same team.
I did use the jump putt with Voodoo, and it was amazing. It was
That's
incredible.
such like an
One
old school
time-
disc golf thing to like have a different like outside the circle putter. We all did
Yeah.
it.
It was
Yeah,
incredible.
we all did
I
it.
might do it again.
One time I
Because you just
played.
like put it on a laser.
Make it great again.
One time I played this tournament and I had like a 50-foot putt that was edge of OB. I threw it my drive OB, and then I had it was like 50 or 60 feet. I was putting a meter off the OB, how you do, and I'd left my bag down there because we were looking for my disc. And this guy was like, "Oh, do you need a putter?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess I'm just laying up." And it was a weekly league, so it wasn't a big deal. And I didn't know this guy either, and he just tossed me one of his discs. And then I didn't even look at it. I took and I tossed it and I made it. And he was like, "Dude, are you gonna start putting with wizards?" And I was like, "Is that what that was? I guess so."
Wizards
fun.
are a nice putter.
All right, really
Sorry.
quick before we get into the fan favorite segment
cold
of
as ice.
Trevor's trivia, I want to go over the college disc golf just put out their updated power rankings a day ago, and like we said, it's been weeks now since I said this, but UNC Charlotte, top team in the country on the men's side, they bumped up Liberty University to the number 2 team. I believe that's not factoring in the fact that Justin Rozak will not be playing nationals, so Liberty, I think, for me is 8 or 9. Kennesaw State, number 3. Don't know anything about them. Texas, number 4. Illinois State, number 5. Missouri, 6. Cincinnati, 7. Northern Arizona, 8. Minnesota, 9. And Missouri S&T, 10.
Texas and Cincy always have like really good programs. Good for them.
On the women's side, they actually have a top 10 for women's. They usually have a top 5. Ferris State, number 1 women's
Is
team.
Ferris not in the men's?
And they're not
power?
in the men top 10.
Wow, that's got to be a mistake.
They've been the women's top for a while though.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Women's number 1, Ferris State. Number 2 is Clemson. Number 3, Virginia Tech.
Have they ever had?
They have a pretty new.
Guys?
I think last year they might have had a women's program, but
okay, because I don't.
Number 3 in the
them.
country right now. South Alabama 4, Southern Arkansas, Banana Slugs. They won a little bit ago.
That's awesome.
Milligan number 6. I'm pretty sure Milligan, could be wrong. Milligan might be one of the schools that has disc golf scholarships.
That's awesome.
Not sure about that. Tennessee Tech number 7, and tied with NC State for number 7. I think this is NC State's first, possibly second year having a women's team. Missouri S&T number 9, and Liberty rounding out number 10. Other thing with college disc golf,
this is a big deal.
Trevor and I might be 75% making a return.
Heck yeah.
They're having an alumni championship.
Does this count as this coming out of retirement? I don't think so.
No.
It's just doubles.
No, because it's just a fun doubles event.
It's not sanctioned or anything.
No.
So they're doing an alumni doubles.
An alumni doubles event at Collegiate Nationals. We're
There's a chance.
on the fence that we're going to be there for doing media stuff anyways, and now we have even more of a reason to go.
I'm going to call Caleb back into town.
There you go.
I'm going to fly him out. He's going to be on my doubles team.
You got to film us, man.
Caleb, if you're listening to this, text me. We'll figure it out.
Dude, alumni doubles.
That'd be electric to film, though.
Well,
If Caleb can't make it,
we can film ourselves.
He's not going to be able to make it.
We could film ourselves.
I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm just kidding.
Alumni doubles is going to be electrifying.
Yeah.
Although we've never it's not collegiate doubles though. It's not. There is something like it is.
It's not. Wait, how does it work?
I think it's
not
just
collegiate
two
doubles?
person
probably
doubles.
just normal doubles.
Oh, like alternate shot?
No,
No.
I think it's
Oh
just
wait,
doubles.
yeah, because it's just two
a
people. It's not four
two-man
people.
scramble,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I will say I mean, obviously getting 4 people would have been harder, but the collegiate doubles format is so underrated because there's
It's
something
so
so
much
special about having your little pair and turning
Yeah.
on your other pair because they're not playing well.
You're like, guys, how many 20-footers am I going to give you? And you keep missing before freaking
both
break
of
your
them.
neck.
Oh, it's great. But that
so much
to
fun.
get back into the college game, that would be fun.
Be electric.
I'll be
And
both
that
of your
course,
caddies.
that course looks really fun.
Yeah, at the same place again.
So
Those Atlas bags, I could easily put one on each shoulder. I wouldn't even realize it.
There you go.
Ladies can be
Not an ad. Not a sponsor.
not sponsor.
Let's jump into Trevor's trivia. Trevor said in the Planet Fitness shower. Okay, I wasn't in the Planet Fitness shower with Trevor, but after he got out of the Planet Fitness,
so weird.
after he got out of the Planet Fitness shower,
Not a
he was
sponsor.
like, also not a sponsor. Although Planet Fitness, hit us up, free membership, please. After he got out of the shower, he was like, dude, just came up with the best Trevor's trivia.
I don't know if I said that excitingly, but
Trevor's
I
shower
came up with an
He's like,
idea that I
holy
really liked.
frick, everyone in the gym, calm down. I got the best Trevor's trivia I've ever had.
I came up with one that I really liked. So the name of this game is called Shopping Spree.
Love it.
Okay, so this is how this is going to work. We're going MPO players.
Can we make it Christmas shopping spree?
Christmas shopping spree?
Heck yeah. Speaking of Christmas shopping sprees, get yours on at foundationdisc.com. You buy one
an ad.
winter line.
Not
You
an
buy
ad.
one winter line apparel such
You know
as
what gets me on?
such as Trevor's wearing one of the hoodies. There's also some dry fits, a Dark Horse beanie, stuff like that. You buy one of those and you add any disc to your cart. And you get the disc for 50% off for each Winterline item you buy. That's at foundationdiscs.com.
50%.
Running now through December 24th.
Not an ad.
So
More like sprinting.
treat yourself this Christmas. That is an ad. Treat yourself this Christmas.
Okay, anyways.
Not a sponsor.
Christmas shopping spree. So this is how this works. We're going MPO division players. Each player costs as much as their earnings from this season.
Oh, frick.
Okay, and you don't get to know what that is.
Wait, say that again. I forgot to pay attention.
I'm gonna give you one baseline player, and we'll just say you're not allowed to pick this player.
Okay.
The example would be Paul Macbeth made $88,000 this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be how much he costs.
How much money do
$88,000.
we get to spend?
You get budgets of $500,000, and this is how it works.
Okay.
There's 3 points up for grabs. You get a point if you have the most players. You get a point for being the closest to the budget to hitting your 500K without going over. And you get a point for the best world rankings average on your team. So it's like you can go two ways. You can try to get as many players as you want, but then you got to try it on. Like the more expensive the player, the less you can get of them.
And we don't get to look up their.
You don't get to look up how
so
much
what
they
happens
made.
if I'm at 420,000?
If you go over budget, you lose by default.
Is it
Wow.
MPO and FPO?
Just MPO.
500,000.
I will look up the player and confirm how much you've just spent, so you can keep track of your working budget. You just are not going to know.
All right.
I have
I'm ready.
500,000.
Can we pick the same player?
No.
And
Who's going first? Rock, paper,
Hunter
scissors?
is going. No, Hunter is going to go first.
And,
because Hunter has I think Hunter has the advantage, so I'm gonna have him go first to give.
so what do you win on?
You win on having the most total players.
Uh-huh.
So that would be like trying to pick people that didn't make as much money, but then you also get a point for the best world ranking average. So then you want to have better players. There's a balance there. And then the closest to 500K without going over is the third point. So it's 3 points up for grabs. So we're going to start with Hunter. You're going to give me a player. I'll look up their earnings, and then I will add it to your total, and we will go from there.
This is a fun. Don't look at me like that.
I'm looking at you like that for like 5 minutes.
All right, Hunter.
Good.
MPO
Hunter.
players.
I like that. It motivates me.
Ricky Wysocki is the first player I'm taking.
That's a good one.
I believe he's at 77,000 earnings.
This guy.
Or 78.
Let's see. Ricky
Let's
Wysocki.
wait. Let's give Trevor time.
It doesn't.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him the number.
No, I need to know the number.
No, you get to keep track of your running total. You just don't know when you say the name. You might not. You don't know how much they made.
So it's only going to be important.
79. I'll round down to the nearest thousand to make it simple.
Okay.
79K.
I thought you didn't know their cost at all, so you just went and so you felt like you.
No, that would be way too hard. 79K.
I'll save my wild card for number 2.
For Wysocki.
But you ready for me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Eagle. McMahon, that is.
Nice.
All right.
I'm going with. Sorry.
You're gonna have to wait for the total.
You're gonna have to wait for him.
Sorry,
man.
sir.
Come on, patience.
I know how to spell McMahon.
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 How much do you think he made? That'd be a fun. Just a little guess.
Well, if Ricky was like
Eagle's a great
79,
choice because he didn't play national tours. Frick, Eagle probably made like 65 grand.
You're right. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Incredible pick.
How much did he make?
There's a Patrick McMahon.
Yeah, it's his dad. Pat.
He's expired. Not dead, but his PDGA. 58,000.
Dang,
Right.
dude,
That was a
pick.
great one.
Thanks, man.
That's the best value on the market.
I was thinking that.
Gosh darn it! I should have went Eagle first. Okay, Calvin Heimberg.
Calvin Heimberg. How much do you think Calvin made?
70. 70 to 75 range.
Okay. Calvin
gotta be up there.
Heimberg made 60.
Oh, heck yeah.
That's very good. That was a good choice. Are you ready for my second choice?
Yes.
Eric Oakley.
Interesting. So this is a value play.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going world ranking or
UDisc.
UDisc world ranking?
Yes.
Not the Pro Tour standings.
Correct.
Oh, frick, yeah. I got the pick of the year.
That's fine. Just be clear, I would choose Eric Oakley for my team. Reason being,
There's an Aaron.
I think that you could really easily turn Eric Oakley into a internet
You
sensation
can't turn
personality.
him. This isn't a team. This is just based on their performance.
I'm just saying,
10,000.
I
He made
would
10,000.
buy Eric
All right,
Oakley.
My choice is Nate Sexton because he didn't play this year, but it doesn't affect his world ranking. I think he's in the top 10 world ranking,
Okay.
and he's probably going to make 10 grand this year or less.
I always forget that I think he's on here as Nathan Sexton.
Yeah, he is Nathan Sexton.
And that makes it. How much do you think he made?
I think he made like 10 to 12 grand.
Okay. Nate Sexton made 19.
19. That's still a great pick. I'm very happy with that.
Are you ready for my third pick?
Yes.
Broderick Smith.
Have you looked at his world ranking?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
a
going
little-
for
That's
most
just
players.
because Brody walked
I'm
in
going
here.
for most players here.
Most players are only getting you 1 point. I'm smoking.
I don't care. That's the one I care about.
Well, this game's over.
You're going to lose.
Okay,
game's
well,
over.
you guys are hurting my feelings now.
That's fine.
I don't know what the game is, but I appreciate it.
9,000 is how much Brody made. And it's also going to take you a decade to get to 500K at this rate.
Yeah, but I'm gonna win that one by so much.
I thought you
that
guys
Hunter's
would.
gonna
I thought you
cry.
guys would pick like all the top earners pretty quick, and we'd get to 500K within.
You see,
like,
my
8
strategy. My strategy was different, but I'm realizing now my strategy was stupid.
players. Yeah. 'Cause-
Gosh, now I just got to think through the world ranking, the top players.
well, I think at
Chris
this po-
Dickerson.
Yeah, I say at this point, you know you're going to take 2 of the points, so you might as well just fill it up.
Yeah, give me Dickerson.
I think I've made it. I think I've made a mistake. I
You
think
have.
I've ruined your game.
No, you haven't ruined the game.
No, you haven't
You
ruined
lost
the
the game.
Well, yeah, that's ruined it. It's no
No,
longer
it
interesting.
ruined it for you.
Trevor's shower thoughts are now a waste.
That's the name of the game.
Trevor Shower. Can we change it from Trevor's Trivia to Trevor's Shower Thought Trivia?
Shower thoughts.
Okay.
Trevor's Shower Games.
There's multiple Chris Dickersons.
No, you can't.
Yeah, there
call
is.
it that.
There he is. Okay, Chris Dickerson made 49,000.
That's a great value pick, too. I'm only at 200,000.
Well, here's the other thing, though. You do know Hunter could accidentally go over and lose by default, but I don't think he's going to do that.
No, I'm going to quit early because I don't need more players.
Yeah.
Wait. What's the two things I can win with?
You're going to win.
Oh, closest to the 500,000.
Oh yeah,
so Konner could win.
Yeah,
easily.
Konner could still win. It's gonna at this point.
Right.
All I'm gonna have is the.
Yeah, wait.
We've already secured 2 things.
Yeah, you're gonna win the best world ranking for sure. You're gonna win the most players at this point.
So if I get closer to 500,000, I like this game now.
Do you know where you're at?
No.
Does anyone know where Konner's at?
I can add it up for him.
I've been doing it on my calculator.
He's got.
am I supposed to be doing that?
You can. I'll give you what you're at now, so you can start going. You had 68. You're at 77,000. Hunter's at 207,000.
Oh my gosh!
With one more player.
You're going down. I'm just gonna time out this game until you have to quit.
Okay. All right, Konner. He went next.
Second, third, whatever one. Nathan Queen.
Nathan Queen.
What are you?
At this point, I think he's just going for numbers that he knows. Because,
I guess because he knows he's going to get a lot of money out of Nathan Queen.
Right. Nathan Queen, 52,000. Wow, he did do well. I mean,
he made 30,000 at one event.
I know.
Gotta just keep it high in the Pro Tour. Kevin Jones.
There we go. Okay. Kevin Jones. What are you? You're at 207 right now?
Yeah.
Kevin Jones made. Wrong Kevin Jones. The PGA website, honestly, frustrates me more than like anything in the world. I know he's from Arkansas. Here he is. Kevin Jones made 38,000.
Wow.
That's not as high as I thought it would be.
No.
You ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Drew Gibson.
Drew Gibson.
That's a good pick.
I feel like we should just change the limit to like 300K because it's getting really close.
Frig, now I'm close.
Should I do 350 then?
Yeah, go 350.
Okay, 350K. So Hunter, it doesn't have to go nearly as far because he's like literally halfway to 500K. I guess taking away Paul at the beginning changed it.
Well, also it's like
the
we were talking about the other
is
day.
pretty quick.
The drop off goes from like there's 3 players that are near 80 or 4 players near 80, and then it's like 50,000.
I didn't realize how severe the drop off was. So yeah,
right,
we'll go to 350.
What's Drewby do?
Drew Gibson.
Drewby dooby doo. He's coming after you.
He made 40,000.
He made 40 grand last year. I would like Kyle Klein.
That's a good one. Just because I like Kyle Klein.
Well, I'm just thinking USDGC paid him well.
No, you're not.
That's smart.
That's not what you're thinking. I'm just kidding.
Kyle Klein made 60,000.
Ooh, boy. Oh, boy.
So now he's at 305,000.
And I need to 350. So if I go over, I lose.
Yeah, you lose by default, but you want to get as close as you can because then you're going to...
Darn it.
Konner will have
This is starting to look semi-promising.
It's looking... Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's my turn. I'm just going to need to keep this low to play the game that I'm playing. I'm playing a real slow game here. I'm going to say Zach Melton.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, he probably has like 10 grand. Maybe 20. No, 15. I'm going to say 15 grand. What Zach Melton's at.
How is there this many? Okay. I thought I would just be able to type in Melton and find it really quick. Absolutely not. Here we go. Zach Melton made 8,000.
That's a real slow game I'm playing.
Okay,
yeah,
so
you're going to have like 10 players to name after Hunter.
45. I should have went James Conrad already. Hey, Konner, name James Conrad next. He had to have had a good season money-wise because he won Worlds.
I needed that.
I got 45 grand. Paul Ulibarri.
That's a good one.
Ooh, that's going to take you probably pretty close.
That's terrifyingly close.
How much do you have?
I need 45 on the dot. I have 45,000 to play with on the dot.
Exactly on.
Give me 44 grand, Yuli. Come on, baby.
Paul Ulibarri. 24.
Oh gosh, that made it way worse.
Mm-hmm. Now you're playing my game.
329. I have $21,000 to play with.
That's
Trevor,
tough.
give me James Conrad. Just off the top of my head, I just thought about it. It's hit me in the heart.
Smart pick, man.
Thanks,
I almost
man.
did it. I should have done it. I bet James Conrad was the player I needed.
James Conrad, 48.
That's the. Oh, he would have put me over. He would have put me over. He would have put me over. Good call, Hunter.
Oh, I'm getting kind of close now.
What are you at?
225,000.
Oh my gosh!
You're not even
I'm
close.
100,000 past you.
Yeah.
And all the top players
Oh,
have
if
been
you're
taken.
350.
So
Yeah.
you're gonna have to. Can we do 300 for Konner and 350 for me?
I mean, if you want to. I mean, I guess
this game is falling apart.
Yeah,
it's
I
not
know.
Just
Trevor's
because
fault.
like Connor's gonna.
I mean,
how many players are we left that have over 20 grand?
Yeah,
so
I
Connor's
mean,
gonna pick like 7 players.
because he is going to win having the most players by default. Then that's fine.
That's what I'm saying, and I'm gonna win the highest.
Yeah, that's fine.
So Connor, you're just winning 300,000.
All right, that sounds good.
So I have 21,000 to figure out here. Joel Freeman.
I'm running out of people.
You can look at the UDisc like rankings if you want. Like that's not gonna show you their earnings.
Well, I know my next one anyway.
Joel Freeman.
Come on, Joel.
You have how much?
21,000.
34K.
Oh,
How did he make more than Yuli?
Hunter loses.
Dang it. I was in the Road Warrior like mindset. I almost took Lance Brown.
well, now I can just stop where I am right
you
now.
won. You win.
All right,
You
come
won.
on. What
You
was
win.
Lance Brown?
My next was going to be Marweed.
What was Lance Brown's cash?
I want to know what. I'm trying to look at. Okay, so Joel Freeman took home 3K at Idlewild, 3K at the Pro
He's
Tour
a Road Warrior.
Championship.
He just played probably like 30. How many events did he play?
Oh man, yeah. He wow. Wait, where is there really 31,000 in there? What?
How many events did he play?
He played 34.
So he averaged like less than 1,000 an event.
You know,
he averaged
everybody
$1,000 an
was
event.
just thinking, Connor, you are such a dummy for that plan. But see who's sitting here with the dub
I guess
right
really
now.
the plan was just like slow play it and wait to see if Hunter goes
I think
over.
the game that was broken was just the 500,000, and it's not really broken because of the fair rule.
Trevor, you did a good job. Somehow Hunter and I find a way to make your games much more complicated than they're supposed to
It
be.
is very hard to test.
What was Lance
the
Brown?
theory of games. I don't care what Lance.
No,
Brown was.
that was my other pick. Because I was thinking like Road Warriors that they don't cash a lot at events, but they cash a lot quantity wise.
Okay.
That's why I picked Joel Freeman. He was too good.
Lance Brown made 10K.
That would have been a great pick. I would have stopped. I would have parked the bus. 10K shy. Should have went
Well,
for
the
it.
real funny thing was I forgot to add this rule because I was gonna add a minimum earnings in there that you had to pick over, because if it got to the point where it was just like Connor needed like 2,000 to pass you, he could have just started naming like his friends or like local people that made like a couple $100.
Nick Carl.
Then we would have started crawling. Okay, I'll probably bring
That was
that
a good
back.
one,
I'll
Trevor.
bring that back with FPO at some point,
Yeah.
but we'll change the limit and tweak some rules. Sometimes you gotta test these games and then bring
No,
them
it's
back.
fun. That was a fun game.
That was a fun game.
Congratulations,
I had fun.
Connor.
There was a big moment there where I felt like a big dummy.
I like doing that
We're
with
gonna
games.
skip the next topic I brought up because it's not really a great topic, and I think I want to keep it in my back pocket for a different off-season episode.
You didn't even need to say that.
And time-wise,
Yeah.
We don't even know what's on your computer.
Well, I brought this one up for y'all to be thinking about beforehand. So you did.
You could have just not said
You're
it,
right.
though.
You're right.
Well, but now people know, like, oh, they have an off-season topic to come back for.
It is crazy.
It's so
Riveting.
crazy. But we're doing another in the bag.
Heck yeah. Who won?
Trevor, I believe, killed us.
poo-poo.
But I will look it up to just confirm.
So now it's
So it's Trevor
Connor and I
2.
have 2. You have 1.
I have 1. Yeah, Trevor won 49% of the vote.
That's
Dang.
pretty good.
I'm a little offended
This one-
because Connor had the Youthro trilogy and almost beat me.
This one is going to be great because it is literally like the writing on the paper can't really decide it because it's all just one name.
I got a lot of DMs after the last one that said things like "oof" with the trilogy.
People,
pick.
yeah,
and then people.
hey, you had to take it, man.
One guy who is like my friend now was like, "Oh, you really hurt my feelings with the whole tilt thing. I have one in my bag."
That's funny.
But he's not a pro though.
You also
so-
had to deal with the comments of like Eagle literally has a tilt in his bag. Simon literally has a tilt in his bag. Like, that wasn't
That
the
is
point.
what I said.
That wasn't the point.
That wasn't the point.
All right, so today's in the bag prompt is the best superhero or villain named after a disc.
Yes.
And
And
really, like, we don't have to decide if they're a superhero or villain because really,
We just let the people decide.
well,
you can
a superhero is just a villain that uses their powers for good.
It's
Or the other way around.
Yeah, it's also, I
Who's the
think it's more
baseline? The
way
hero or the
around.
villain? Actually, it tells me a lot about
all
yourself that you would
inherently
choose to
evil?
describe it in that way.
I mean,
That's deep.
it's just what I don't know.
Okay, whatever. It's a superhero or supervillain name that is also the name of a disc.
And
Which one sounds
we're
better?
going
It's a
to also, we're not going to say these on Twitter, but during the podcast, we're going to say their superpowers.
You
well
don't have to
help their
but
case.
You can if you want to help your
I'm
case.
going
pitch
to.
it.
I'm going to.
Trevor decides the order.
I don't think order is going to matter a ton in this one because I think this is one that there was such a wide open prompt. But I'll go first, and then I'll have Hunter go second and Connor go last.
That sounds good.
So I'm going to start off with. Let me just take one of my favorite ones here, Firestorm. Okay,
That's a really good one.
This is an Innova disc, the Firestorm, and how I imagine Firestorm being half human, half fighter jet.
Oh heck yeah!
Yeah, so like think of like
Transformer
the Transformers. Like I think of the name of.
But then you say half human, it sounds kind of fleshy and it sounds weird.
No, think more of Cyborg.
Okay.
So like he's human, but he's got robotic like missile launchers and wings. That's Firestorm
That's
for
sick.
you.
That's
and
very cool.
Firestorm actually, I think he's a hero.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
You got to
hero.
declare hero or villain.
That's a really good one, Trevor. I really like that one.
I go
Thank
second.
you. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm starting off with one of the more obvious ones. I think Predator.
Predator.
Now I view the Predator as a villain.
Predator,
Yeah,
Predator
everybody
exists.
does.
Well, Predator exists.
Yeah, I don't view him. Well, I guess
Like
I kind
Alien
of view him
versus
that way.
Predator, like, it's a thing.
Super strength.
That's true. That is true.
He has super strength.
Yeah.
And massive teeth.
Heck yeah.
To where he just
sounds-
grabs
sounds
you,
like Predator.
rips you
Yeah,
apart,
sounds
and
like Predator.
eats him up. You know,
Does he also have
that's-
dreadlocks?
Yeah.
Cam, I don't know.
I'm saying that,
That is a
because
sick
I know, I've
Predator
seen-
in-
I've seen
I'm just
Alien
making
versus
sure
Predator.
that somebody doesn't think that I'm making a judgment about people with
Oh,
dreadlocks.
that's actually very fair.
No, I'm saying that because
Oh my gosh,
in the
Konner,
movie,
you're so-
in
how
the
dare
movie,
you.
That's
the
messed up, dude.
Predator has like dreadlock.
That's so
looking
messed
things.
up,
I was
Konner.
not.
Predator's a good
I
one.
think dreadlocks are cool.
He's never even seen the movie. How dare you, man? No, I bet that's
felt
exactly.
like I needed to justify
Now that you say
that.
Alien versus Predator, that's exactly what I was picturing. But at 5 a.m., I didn't realize that was a thing when I was
Okay.
doing this.
Okay, it's my turn
Your
now.
turn. You get 2.
All right, I'll start off with my simple ones. First one, I'm going to say Thunderbird. Yeah,
Darn it.
I
Thunderbird's
figured
a
somebody
great
had
one.
that. And
What
Thunderbird,
powers did you give
it's
him?
a human, but he's got wings,
Mm-hmm.
like big eagle wings.
Okay, yeah.
And he soars through the sky, and he can control Thunderbird lightning.
Dang it, that's exactly what I had.
Yeah, he can just be
So
like,
he's like a storm, basically.
I had
Yeah.
a flying superhero that could throw lightning bolts,
and he's
it
got
was
this really
Thunderbird.
cool move where like he's like staying on the ground and he and spirals and creates this cyclone of,
That's
electricity.
awesome.
Yeah,
That sounds like
No.
a Super Smash Brothers
Thunderbird.
character.
Oh,
and
he just-
Thunderbird is a hero.
Okay.
Is there someone here?
That's just Brody.
Okay, no, you're good.
That's you're again. You.
Oh
again.
yeah. Okay. All right. What am I gonna do for my second one? I've got a couple here, and I think I'm gonna have to take this one just because I think that it is a good one, and that's all I have to. That's why we choose them.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
This one is a villain
Oh, okay.
right here for the grasp. Star Destroyer. That's the most obvious one, I would think.
Are we doing plastic?
Yeah,
But
I don't think plastic counts
Why not?
Just Destroyer.
because it's not the mold. It's not the disc. It's
It's
just a
named
destroyer.
after a disc.
Then
Then
here's
you need
the
to go
thing.
Champion Thunderbird.
We didn't
and
make-
Star Firestorm.
You don't think the Star Destroyer is a disc?
The Destroyer's a disc.
Yeah.
The Star is a plastic.
No, the Destroyer is a mold. Star is the plastic. Together, they're a disc.
So then we need
Without
to,
the plastic,
Okay, so
if
we
you
need to
have
start
just the
over.
mold, you don't
what
have a
plastic
disc.
is your Firestorm?
No, I think you don't have to
All right,
say
I
the
got
plastic.
the Z Predator.
Because this is the
Like-
same thing we did for the beginner discs that we said you can say the plastic, but you don't have to.
I'm just not feeling
I think since we didn't make the rule to begin with, the
I think
benefit
we
should go
did,
towards me
because it's named
No.
after a disc.
Yeah, a Destroyer is not a disc. A Destroyer
I'm
is a
gonna
mold.
go ahead and say I don't think it matters that much because I don't think Star Destroyer is that good.
Oh,
Because
that kinda
actually,
hurt my
yeah,
feelings.
Star-
It's also a thing that already exists. in
Star
Star
Destroyer
Wars.
kind
I
of just
know.
limits it.
Okay, yeah.
Because now
so
he's only destroying
Predator
stars.
is also something that exists, and you didn't jump on Hunter.
I did.
I don't know why you guys are coming after me right now. I'm sorry.
Go for it. Star
Somebody
limits you.
tries to like flex the rules like an ounce every week and they just get killed for it.
Well,
love
I
it.
don't think I'm trying to flex the rules because it wasn't a rule.
Right,
Yes,
but
it was. We
But
all
you did
kinda
add
understood
something.
it's-
How
to
we
the-
obviously didn't all kind of understand. It seems like 75% of us
No, you
understood.
did because you came in ready to explain, so you knew you were wrong.
I didn't come in ready to explain. I'm just always ready to go, dude.
It doesn't matter that much. Whatever.
All right, Star
You
Destroyer.
can have it. I don't care.
He's an evil villain.
Where was that at
He
too
has.
when I needed
he
something?
has the no.
Yours was much more criminal.
I don't think so.
He has the. Okay, fine. For this one, I'll take it away. But I've got one later, and I need the plastic.
That's why he's defending it so much because he knows he's got one in his pocket.
Anyway, the Star Destroyer, he's got the ability to control vibrations, and with his power, he can destroy things the size of stars.
That's crazy, bro. All right, Hunter, go ahead.
That is just so rude.
My version of the Destroyer. So can I go Champ Destroyer?
No.
I know I'm not going to. but,
Maybe
like,
actually champion destroyer.
I'm
Like,
not going to. Actually, that's kind of a sick name.
That's actually way cooler than Star Destroyer.
No, I'm not taking
You
that.
know
But
what? I'm sorry. Hey,
my
I'm sorry
destroyer
for
was so
hurting your
much
feelings.
cooler because he had laser sight and just looked at stuff and it blew it up.
Oh, you know what? Mine now has laser sight and looks at stuff blows it up as well. Okay,
doesn't.
cool.
All right, you guys
yours
need to knock
vibrates
it
things
off.
itself.
You guys, go ahead.
Yours vibrates things until they
No,
get
he control.
wrecked.
He's like.
Go ahead.
I'm going with the.
He was really wanting that destroyer.
I'm going with the stud.
I'm going with the outlaw.
The outlaw.
Oh, that's a good
That's a great
one.
one.
He's the rootinest, tootinest cowboy of the stars.
Okay.
Outlaw.
Boom.
I like that.
I mean, we'll just say his superpower is his insane aiming.
Oh, sick.
Insane aiming. He's like Hawkeye.
aimbot.
Hawkeye.
But with like revolvers, right? Like that's what,
Yeah.
like kind of like a
No,
cowboy.
Hawkeye
He's
doesn't
like a
do it.
space
Black
cowboy.
Widow.
He's the rootinest,
No,
tootinest
Hawkeye.
cowboy
I don't
that
know.
protects the world.
Hawkeye has a bow
He's a
and
hero.
arrow.
Yeah,
he's a hero.
his aim is what's good.
Outlaw's deceptive name. He's He's a hero.
Okay. Oh wow.
Oh,
I like
cool.
that.
He
He's
works
the in-law.
He works outside of the. He works outside of the law because like what the law can't
He's a
do.
vigilante.
Yeah.
Okay,
Aren't
you're-
all superheroes?
No. I feel like
A
vigilante.
vigilante is someone that does bad things for good reasons.
Yeah.
So they don't follow the law.
Yeah, like that's why like Batman's a vigilante and the police
Like Robin
kinda hate
Hood.
him.
Robin Hood is like a perfect vigilante because he
Yeah.
steals, but he steals from the rich to
So
get
which
the poor.
which superhero is not a vigilante?
Superman,
Yeah, I wouldn't say
because he
Superman.
works with the government sometimes. Captain America.
Definitely. Good
Batman
example.
is like a
Not
typical vigilante.
But
'cause he
Captain
doesn't-
America, the police and everything turn on of the Avengers.
Yeah, well, I mean,
No,
it's
but
kinda
he
all
goes
over the
with
place.
them. He signs like the contract.
That's-
or whatever.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Oh, no,
I think
Iron
he's
Man
Matt-
does.
Oh, Iron Man
yeah,
does.
because
So maybe
Captain
he becomes
America's a true
vigilante.
American.
Okay, whatever. That's not important.
Good movies.
My turn. My next one is Dominator.
Well,
That's
plastic.
good. I like that. Hey,
Dominator.
Come on, man.
Dominator. He's just picture like a WWE superstar. Just like Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I
can't see him.
Their only power, Dominator's only power is they can't lose. They can't lose. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter.
That's not a power.
No, it is. It's like, have you ever seen the Deadpool movies where there's the one girl and she says her power is luck, and they're like, no, it's not. And then the whole movie, like, she just gets randomly really lucky.
That's hilarious.
So this is what I was picturing is like his powers he can't lose. It doesn't
Paradox
matter
for you
It
though.
doesn't-
What if in order to win the game you have to lose?
It depends on whatever the bigger picture is. Then that's what the win. Whatever the
Oh,
biggest
okay,
win
got
is
me.
the win. So like if it's a war and he needs to lose the battle, he's losing the battle because he
win the
needs to
war.
win the war. Yeah, that's the thing about that.
Wow.
So it doesn't matter if it's ping
Where are
pong.
you going on to?
It doesn't matter what it is. He's winning everything. Dominator.
Get back up, dude.
My
This is a
next-
professional podcast.
What are you doing that for?
I don't know, man.
My
making a
next
joke.
one.
He's funny.
My
He's a
next
funny guy.
one is Stiletto.
Ooh.
Stiletto. And
Okay.
Stiletto.
They're gonna kick you to death.
Stiletto. Well, the reason, like, I think
you with their heels.
I understand that's why they call it a stiletto heel because it's
Yes,
like
'cause
very
it's light
slight.
than knife.
Yeah. So like the reason
I didn't know that.
But all I
I
got
only knew stilettos as shoes.
so stiletto is a villain. I think
Is
it's
she a
a
woman?
better villain name. Yeah, I think so. And then it's like stealth and like being super sneaky. Like that is like their like
Yeah.
best ability. Stiletto. I just think that sounds like a sick name. What's your name? Stiletto.
Yeah, I agree. That's a cool. I very much see it as like a girl,
Yeah.
which is cool. I think it's cool.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, it's my turn.
No, it's not.
No,
It's not.
It's my turn.
We're sneaking back around. You went last.
Yeah, Trevor gets 2. I get 1. You get 2. I get 1.
Yeah.
I don't know where I've been.
We went me,
Don't know where
Hunter,
you've been
you, Hunter, me.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Gosh, I've got one more on my list, but I just don't think it's that good. So I'm gonna sit here and just think through discs really quick.
You better just name one.
All right, the Triple X.
That's the name of a
This
wrestler.
is just Vin Diesel.
That just sounds like a sick name.
No, it does.
The Triple X just has insane
What?
grip
X.
strength.
You didn't,
I just feel like the
For a
Triple
mature
X is
you
someone
did
who's
not
like,
think through these at all.
I told you I made up that one on the spot. I literally just said that.
Oh my gosh, that is great.
I think
Okay,
the Triple
you
X.
can leave
the
it
Triple
there.
X is just a really cool name.
Okay,
Villain.
Is it?
They-
go ahead, Connor. You're
all right, Mr. Star Destroyer. Let's see what you got.
All right.
Yeah,
All
what
right.
plastic you got
All
this
right.
time?
I got the Icon Patriot.
The Patriot would be a sick one,
I
though.
did think about
The movie.
sometimes. So I just thought because you said name, so whenever I heard like plastic, I thought like the Lucid Felon sounded cooler than just felon. But I'm not choosing that one. I'm just saying plastic sounded cool. Anyway, go ahead and check your prejudice at the door, okay? Because my next superhero is the Soul. And guess what? Yeah, that's right. It's a redhead.
Oh, okay, I get it. Because gingers.
Yeah, you thought I was going to get a lot more aggressive there. No, they're a redhead.
The Soul.
Ironically called the Soul because, the thing that everybody says about redheads. And
what do
everything they touch.
Is that their power that they actually have a soul?
Yeah. Everything that they touch.
But Soul spelt SOL like the sun.
Yes.
Okay.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was making sure you didn't think it was the SOUL because that was the joke you were trying to make.
I've seen them.
You've seen Souls, but you're a redhead.
What's the power, Konner? This guy, he's being a bully today, and I don't know why.
The power is everything they touch turns to copper.
That's funny. Okay, that's actually very funny.
That would be a really funny movie. Just like, oh yeah, frick, superhero's here to help. But he's like, da 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 da. And she's like, oh, our building's copper now.
Like
they can pick up something and it turns to copper and throw it,
It
or the
conducts
fist turns into
electricity.
copper and they punch, like things like that.
It conducts electricity very well.
Yeah,
So like,
But
you got one more.
they will turn green after a couple years from corrosion.
you got to get some CLR.
All right. Here we go.
Last one for
You
you.
hear the
Oh
news?
my gosh,
Soul's going green.
Oh my gosh, guys, we're being attacked.
Is that a bird?
We're being attacked by people. Oh my, the pain of being punched. Wait, who is that up in the air? Oh my gosh, it's none other than the Champ Rock with the power of rock and roll. And whenever he smells injustice, he tunes down his guitar to drop D, and his guitar is a Les Paul made out of champion plastic, and he travels around with a Marshall half stack, and he lets out that huge chord, and he yelps a good old ah! And then the bad people explode into pieces.
The Champion Rock.
The Champion Rock. Champ Rock. The power of rock and roll, dude. He's
that's
got
very,
a song in his heart.
That is very funny.
And then he splits all the bad guys into pieces, and you say, "Thank you, Champ Rock, for both saving my
I'm
life."
thinking of Camp Rock.
Thank you.
I'm just thinking
I'm
Demi
not talking about
Lovato's
Demi
just
Lovato.
dancing.
No. You say, "Thank you, Champ Rock, for saving my life and also providing my ears with your musical mastery." And he says, "You know, man, don't even worry about it. I didn't go to college just so that I could do this, and guess what? I don't have any student debt."
That was great.
Okay.
And then you say, "Champ Rock, who are you?" And he says, "I can't tell you." And they say, "Oh, whoops, my mask fell off." And you're like, "Oh my gosh, it's been you, Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters all along."
All right.
Champ Rock.
Is it Champ Rock or Champ Rock?
It's Champ
I wrote Champion Rock,
No, just Champ Rock.
but Champ's not the plastic.
All right, Konner.
You're right.
Hunter,
That's
or
fine.
Whoever,
You can write whatever
both
you want to, dude. I
shut
don't
it.
care at this point. I'm not winning.
Konner's list is going to
No,
be
the
rough.
thing that I know is that Konner just won by a landslide.
No, because
No.
most people that vote don't actually listen to this segment, I think.
No,
So, 'cause,
that's been proven wrong.
No, I think what's been proven is that the best list on paper is the one that wins. That's how I won the
Champ
last 2
Rock's
weeks.
Mighty Degenting.
Because that is a very funny one, but it on paper it won't look.
No,
great.
it won't look good. I had to go with the story.
Okay, I gotta
Did you
think
guys
here.
like
But you
it,
are
though?
going. That is going to earn votes for our podcast listeners, and
Thank you.
that's very funny.
Thank you.
That I think you definitely gave me the best visualization of a superhero yet, because I can see it. I see
I'm gonna write
Jack
a comic
Black.
book.
You don't see the
That
Triple
is
X?
that. Well, I was originally thinking Jack Black, and then I could think all I
You
could
said
think
Dave
of
Grohl.
was
It's
Dave
Dave
Grohl.
Grohl,
Yeah,
But
not Jack
Dave Grohl more embodies.
David Grohl, as I like to call him.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Dave Grohl played the devil for the Tenacious D movie. Did you know that?
I don't even know what that is.
The Challenger.
Oh, that's good.
That's my final one.
Mhm. Dodge Challenger.
His
already exists. It's a Dodge.
He
The plastic is Dodge.
he's either a
Dodge
superhero
line.
or a villain.
Oh.
He
That's not how that
decides.
works.
You got to pick one, or is he
No,
just
that's not how
conflicted?
that
No, it's based on the challenge.
If you
in front
can't
of him.
commit to being a superhero, you are a villain.
He's very
You just
That's
want the
deep.
benefits of looking
he's
like a
very
hero.
stuck in
That's
his roots as to like
He's a tree.
yeah, sure, no. To where when something happens, like sometimes the way he acts makes him a villain because of how convicted he is.
Oh shoot!
And he
Conviction
constantly-
wouldn't make you act like a
No,
villain.
but it's because he's a challenger, so he constantly
He wants to challenge
challenges
things.
the
So he's devil's
status
advocate.
quo.
That sounds like a pretty pointless superhero. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, no, he has powers.
He sounds like a
He has
politician.
super speed. Incredible
yeah, but every
strength,
situation
he
that
can
happens is like
fly.
a villain coming after him. He's like, oh no, but my dad. Oh
No,
my gosh.
no, he's not challenged. He challenges you.
No.
Like he's not dealing.
I think you had such a good start with the name, and it's gone downhill since then.
I got the name on the paper.
Oh
so
my
it's fine.
gosh.
Challenge.
Well, like he's not challenging himself of like he has like inner challenges he's dealing with.
But that's
like,
what you said. You said conviction specifically.
No, like he's convicted. So like
I think you more mean conflicted.
no, no. Like his outer convictions are so strong that it doesn't matter what the law says is right or wrong. He acts on his own.
So he just goes to his own moral compass, and sometimes it points.
Yes, and
so he's
sometimes
a vigilante.
Sure.
Maybe
sometimes
he's like
it
a
makes
Jack
him,
Sparrow type of guy. Because I
sometimes
feel
it
like
makes
sometimes
him the
he does
villain.
good things, and sometimes he does bad
Yeah,
things.
sometimes it makes him the villain because he's doing what's right to him. So in his
Right,
head, he's
okay.
always the superhero.
Right.
But in the world's eyes, sometimes he's the villain.
Actually,
Kinda like
that
a
was okay.
psychopath.
You kind
That's
of
what I was
rounded
saying.
that out. All right.
That's what I meant by convicted.
Don't say that's what you're saying, dude. You
That
were
is
just
what
coming
I
up
was
with all that.
saying.
You were
no,
going.
dude, he rounded that out really well.
That
I
is what I
enjoyed
was
every
saying.
You guys
second
need
of
to be
that.
nice
I
to
enjoyed
each
every
other.
second of that, and I appreciate you.
I'm just
right.
putting rock down.
I have one more. I have one more. And my last one, I've got a few here.
Power of
I
rock
think
and
I'm
roll.
going to go with Gladiator.
That's
a
a good
great
one.
Gladiator is basically, if you just imagine Russell
What's his
Crowe
name? Yeah,
from
that's what I was about to say,
300,
Russell Crowe.
but like
Or from Gladiator.
10 feet tall.
Why would you choose from 300 instead of from the movie Gladiator?
Wait, no, is he in 300?
Yeah, he is. Who's in Gladiator? I'm wrong. It's not Russell Crowe.
No,
Gladiator.
Gladiator is shoot, who's the guy that plays Phantom of the Opera? Shoot.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
we're killing everybody right now.
Russell Crowe is Maximus in Gladiator.
Oh, so then
Oh,
who's in
okay.
300? It's shoot, it's
What the heck is his
he
name? Oh
literally
my
is Phantom of
gosh,
the
it's
Opera
killing
guy.
me. It's Wolverine.
Gerard
Butler.
Butler.
Gerard Butler. Okay, well, anyways,
What
you
am
can
I
pick
thinking?
either
I'm
one.
not thinking about the
You can
right
pick either
person.
one.
I was thinking about Greatest Showman.
But he's
whenever
like
you said
10
that.
feet tall, and he has a giant shield, and Gladiator is just a sick name. So there we go.
Cool.
That was the most wild roller coaster of a segment. I thought this was going to be pretty simple, but little did I know that Hunter and Konner were going to have a little couples fight. And
I just don't like when the rules get bent for everyone but me. That's all it is.
You have to-
Hey, don't get so serious, man.
here's the
Don't get so
difference. The
That's
difference
what I'm saying.
is
That's why I fight for the
his
rules.
rule change I didn't think was going to be that consequential.
Oh,
Yours,
so
I thought was.
you're the one who gets to decide when
I am
rules
the
are
one who
changed or not.
picks the segment.
Okay, as
So
long as we
yes.
know that there's like a
I
person
am,
that's
yes, I am the judge.
Okay, if you're the constant judge and it's whatever you says goes, I'm going to hate you 9 times out of 10.
That's
but at
okay.
least I know it's you.
That's right. That's okay.
So I can live with that. I can live with that.
Oh my gosh.
What? You would be doing the same thing.
No,
if,
you're 100% right. No, I have no problem with that. I just thought that was really funny.
100%.
I was
right.
more exclaiming
Okay.
rather than being, I'm not annoyed.
well, that's
I'm
gonna wrap it
scared
up
of
for this
you
week.
guys.
Hopefully you
I'm scared of
enjoyed.
both of you.
We're going to beat up
What?
Konner.
Trevor's
after the
always on your
podcast.
side.
No, it's not.
There's never a moment where Trevor's not on your side.
I never grew up with people as competitive as you guys, and it scares me sometimes.
I'm the villain.
Well, you're conflicted, though.
Depends on the situation. I never said conflicted. I said
Someone
convicted.
you never want to have in your corner.
I never said. Wait,
Yeah,
did y'all,
'cause he's
did
a
y'all think
wild
I said
card.
conflicted?
No, that's what I thought you were
You said
meaning.
convicted, but
I
you were
said
speaking
convicted.
as conflicted.
No,
It doesn't matter.
he conflicts with the
It
law.
so doesn't matter.
That makes
It so doesn't matter.
It's important.
Wrap up the podcast.
The important thing is that
talk
it's
about
very
it on the
We'll
entertaining.
banter.
talk to you next week. That's the wrap up.